Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. It's Paula here with Paula's Imperfect Plans. Today we are here for our weekly spending tracking. We go through our expenses in the last week. We go over where those are coming from, the ones that need paid back with cash. We take from our cash sinking funds, the ones that are taken from our variable categories, which are like digital cashless envelopes. We go through the tracking of those in here. So all kinds of things happening, but essentially being accountable for our spending. And I'm going to warn you, this is the higher spending week. A lot of it was just like stuff came up, and a lot of it was, and a few things were like, oh yeah, nope, that's my bad. Didn't need that for sure, but here we are. And so let's jump right in and look at that. So 12/22 on Friday, my husband got lunch out at work. It's coming from Dine Out. This is just noting what credit card it's on. YouTube Premium. I have YouTube Premium for myself, but I pull it from my spending money. I don't take it from just like our household bills. So that's coming from my spending. Those are both cashless envelopes. There will be an asterisk here if it's cash. $37.50. I made a Sterling Ink order. That's coming from my spending. $16.84 to Fairway was I think it was ice cream actually, was groceries trip. I made an order for some kids' clothes from Sparkle and Pink, $49.12. That's one of those things, as long as they all work, that will be paid from like the larger high yield savings account where I put money for kids each time, so that won't come out of this cash envelope. Okay, so I bought something for $18.73 and I returned something for $8.01, which, so the difference there is so $10.72 that I actually need to take out of the closed envelope. And so that I will need cash for that. I have a really bruised kiddo from some skating that she's clearly still learning. And so she's been complaining that they hurt. And so I looked up, I ordered some arnica gel to see if that helps her at all. So coming from the home category and will come out in cash. I got lunch last Friday on payday, $8 from Taco Bell, will come from Dine Out. Okay, so here we get into some stuff. I have a $52.10 Walmart purchase. Some of this is going to get messy when I pay it back as far as where it's coming from, and you'll see. So technically $33.56 of that was home and $18.54 was Halloween. The things on here that are labeled Halloween, I'm going to pull our Thanksgiving. We did a savings challenge, saved for Halloween, and it was in the high yield savings account, and we don't do anything for Thanksgiving. So I decided to take the Thanksgiving money and cover, these are like our costumes are paid for, but these are like, I'm making gift bags for all of the kids in all the classes and the teachers. And so then what's left over of that Thanksgiving money, I think there's $45 in the high yield savings account for that. It will cover the couple Halloween expenses we have coming up, and then the rest of it will just go wherever to cover something here. And then we went to Dollar Tree, and okay, so my kids each had $5 to spend, and there was like a line and it was kind of a mess. So instead of them buying their own stuff, I just had them give me their cash. So I have $15 from their spending to put toward it, $2.68 from my spending, and then $11.84 remaining just from the kid envelope, extra above and beyond. We just bought things. Oh, it was just a day. Felt like shopping. So that's what happened. Then we did a Walmart trip. That was $94.97. $18.06 of that was Halloween, and $76.92 was kids. I got tennis shoes for both my girls. I got both of them like off-brand Columbia, like zip-up jackets. We got, what else did we get? That certainly isn't $70. What else did we get? They gave me a lot of Christmas ideas. Oh, I'm totally blanking. 2 pairs of shoes. It'll come to me later. Okay. And then $7.50 was at Quick Start. It says drinks, but it was like my husband was tired. He was in the field. Oh, it was on Sunday afternoon. And he's like, can you bring me a Coke or something? So I went to the gas station, got him a Coke. I also had all my kids with me because I was picking one of them up from the skating rink from a birthday party. So I grabbed my kids a Sprite and myself a can of Mountain Dew. Anyways, that's going to come from drinks. No cash for that. Yes, we're flipping the page. Okay, $70 is going to come from the kids' high yield savings account for Clover Kids, which is like the little kid introduction to 4-H activities. That's $70 for my 2 girls. that I had to write a check for that, so that's just gonna go back into my checking to reimburse that. I think that's everything that we spent in the last week. And so we're just gonna go through, I'm gonna do kind of what I normally do here. We'll go through our cash categories, but we're mainly gonna start over here because this is where we have any of the cash things that need to come, that need to be covered. But we also have, where did I put, oh yeah, I put it right here, I think. Kids Dollar Tree spending money, yeah. Okay, so where are we even starting, Paula? Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. So $8 is coming from home. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just grabbed change from what I had over here from the kids spending money. All right, so that home purchase has come out. Okay, we'll go to clothes. I don't even know if I have stuff in the clothes envelope. I do not have anything in the clothing envelope, so I'll deal with that in a second. Let's come in here real quick and do, so we need 12 out of this kid. So we'll put 15 in 13, 14, 15. Okay. And then I'm going to put in the 15 from the spending there. So the cash total on this one is 1684, but actually rounded up to 9 came from home, 15 came from kids spending, and what, 12 came from kids? Okay. So that one, it's actually $26.84. I have no idea in cash, and then $268. You'll see where I took that from. I also, here we have $33.58 from home. I'm going to, it doesn't much matter where I take this from, but I had $20 for work meals that I can take out because my boss, October is my anniversary month for work, the day before Halloween. So in 1 week, it will be my 8-year work anniversary. And so usually in our anniversary month, she gets us a gift or something, or pays for our lunch at the, when we go out for our staff meeting for the month or whatever. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this 20 in for this and pull a 10 back. And then we'll consider that covered. 10 and close. That's going to get really confusing for you guys, so I apologize, but I think I have a handle on what's happening. Okay, so I've officially taken care of that one. So here, this isn't cash. I don't know why I put that in cash, because that's going to come from the high yield savings account, and that is going to come from the $45 for whatever in the savings account, and so is that. So let's look from this, what I have left, which is $52.10. Let's actually do this. So $33.56, so $34 is supposed to be home. I'm going to put the other 10 from work meals in there. So 10, 20, 30, 34. So 34. came out of home for that. So of the, that was the cash portion. And then I'll see where that came from. And these should both be the high yield savings account. So that should actually be all of the cash that we need. So if I did my math right here, which I don't have no idea if I did it, 34 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12 plus 15, because I probably lost everybody else. I should have 80 in cash, I think. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 7, 8, 9. I know I put in 15 there. I did put in the 12 for that. I put in 10 for clothes. I put in 34. Oh, and 8, not 9. So that's right. Oh my gosh. Okay, $79 in cash. And then technically what I'm covering with this $79 in cash is 1072, 3356, 2684, can't be right, 1072, I forgot that one, 1072, 7, oh my gosh, 1072, 793, 3356, and 2684. So 79.05. Okay, cool. So I have a negative 5 cents. That's not gonna work. Let's grab another one out of, let's grab $1 out of kids. And then we will have $80 in here, and the total cash expenses is $79.05, which leaves my roundup to be plus 95 cents. I don't feel like I'm in a good place to have a negative in that right now. So, okay, now I want to show you where the rest of this is coming from, because that is mildly important in this process. And then I will make sure it is all recorded in here. I will show you how I do that, and then I will put a check mark next to these things when they're done. So here in groceries, what did we have for groceries? $16.86. All right, so then we will take our 350 minus 1686, which leaves us with 333.14 in our grocery category. In drinks, we had $60 to start with, and we spent $7.50. Which leaves us with $52.50. Okay, and then, okay, so I started with 100 in Dine Out. I did subtract my $8 to Taco Bell and his $12.22 to the Hideaway. So Hideaway is covered, and groceries is covered, and Dine Out is covered. Okay, oh, and drinks here, that is covered. And so let's do, okay, so in my spending, got a little crazy here. Okay, so I added $60. I know I added $70. And then I got a spray tan. $50 of that was covered by beauty, and I covered the last 10 of it with my spending. So that brought me down to 60. I guess I didn't put that on here. Then YouTube Premium, which we talked about, $14.97. So that brought us down to $45.03. My $37.50 sterling ink order brought us down to $7.53. The $2.68 it was actually for me at Dollar Tree brought us down to $4.85. And then up here a ways, you'll see Amazon purse for $24.39. I wasn't loving it, and my mom saw my purse and was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And she's like, order me one. And I was like, just buy mine. I paid $24.39 on sale. That's less than if you go and try to buy it now. It's like $30. And so she rounded up and paid me $25. And so I just added that back into my spending. So that leaves me at $29.85 currently. In my spending in that cashless section there. And I did a work meal section here, and we are totally going to ignore it, and I'm going to call it Halloween, even though it's Thanksgiving. It's actual money that I saved for Thanksgiving, but I'm just gonna put this in here to show, so maybe this makes sense. Savings challenge. Okay, so the money that I'm covering with this is the $18.54 at Walmart. I'm going to call that Walmart 1. And so we have to, if we take 45 minus 18.54, that leaves us with 26.46. And then I think the other one was 18.06, and that was Walmart 2 minus 18.06. 26.46 minus 18.06 leaves us with $8.40. And so the only thing that I haven't covered on here is the $76.92, right? Because it covered those, well, and this, but wait, that and that were covered. This is going to come from the kids' high yield savings account, and so is whatever's left of this. But if I can take $8.40, so toward Walmart 2. Okay, so now am I gonna keep track of that? 76 minus 840 is 68.52. I think what I'm going to do is I'm also going to subtract the 30 for car washes. I do that so often. And I'm just going to Walmart 2 on 10, I don't know, what date was that? 19? So this was 10, 17, 10, 19. Maybe that'll help me kind of understand what I did when I come back and look later. All right, so then I'm going to take $30. So the total then of this that's left to actually do from the high yield savings account is $38.52. And then that $49.12 will come from the high yield savings account for the kids, as will this $70. So this is going to come from high yield savings account as well. So from our high yield savings account, we will have $38.52, $49.12, and $70. So $157.64. Unless I can come up just with other places where I can make that money up. In the meantime, well, that was a mess. I'm not going to go through and add, well, I mean, I guess I could add up all of our expenses, but I'm not going to right now because I think that'll just make it more confusing. I understand what happened here, even if you guys don't entirely, and so it's usually not this messy, nor do I have this much spending, but 'tis how it was today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I always appreciate you showing up for these videos and taking your time with me. So I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.